Welcome to the Fatherless Cheat Sheet. I'm your host, Andrew. Thanks for joining me. This is it. This is the last one of the year. This should come out December 18th, and on December 25th, Christmas Day, we'll take a week off. We figure let JC have his day. I think it's appropriate. So I would say we're going to see you in the new year, but I wanted to put a little show together, do some fun stuff. We haven't been around that long, but a little bit of a retrospective of the episodes we've had so far. A couple questions answered, a couple of top 5 lists, and a farewell for the year. So we're going to go through all that stuff. But before I begin, I've not done this yet. I have a correction to make. Now, if I did corrections, every show would just be a correction because all the silly stuff I do say. But in the last episode, I said that George Bailey, in one of my favorite Christmas movies, one of my favorite movies, It's a Wonderful Life, was not fatherless. Of course he was fatherless. That was the inciting incident. Right when he's got Donna Reed in the bushes in her skivvies or in the buff, Uncle Billy comes along. He's always got great news. And he says his father died. And talk about your all-time cock blocks. So he had to scoot out of there. And the rest of his life was really colored by the fact that he had to step in and run this bank and sacrifice. At the end of the movie, he was saved by his angel because his angel knew his true nature, and then he would jump in the water, not to kill himself for the insurance money, but to save the angel. And then we all know what happens after that. But I think George Bailey, like I said in the last episode, everybody's got a little George Bailey to them. Parents, moms, dads, even if you don't have children, you make sacrifices for people. And sometimes that Home Depot bucket of life fills all the way up to the top and spills over, and we lose our minds a little bit, and maybe we just need a little perspective. Now, I'm not saying a little impish angel's going to come along and take you around and show you what would have been if you were not born, of course. Hollywood, the movie of it all. Within his sacrifice and his trials and tribulations within the movie, sometimes you lose your stuff. And even as a dad, boy, I love my children more than I can even express. But you lose your patience sometimes, and you try to keep the raising your voice to a minimum and stuff like that. But it's not easy, as we all know. Even if you're not a parent, things happen. We lose our cool. But anyway, that was just a quick correction. Again, I can't believe I missed that one. But sometimes when you're sitting in a jump seat here, just having a conversation, just shooting it a little bit, dumb stuff comes out of your mouth. You miss things here and there, so forgive me for that one. All right, let's move on. So we have a couple questions. I'm going to start the show with a couple questions. I got a couple of questions via email. Pony Express dropped some stuff off at my door, and we'll do that first. First question. I'm 22. I'm going to my girlfriend's house for Christmas. We're traveling there and staying at their house. Do I bring presents for the whole family? Brother and sister are much younger. What should I expect? Holidays in my house are really just me and my mom. So it's new to me. Well, I would expect matching pajama pants and things like that and patterns, which is always fun. Hopefully they get you a color to match your eyes. Make those pop. No, I don't know. I couldn't say what to expect. I don't know anything about the family. I think it's nice that you're interested in making a good impression. I think it's nice that you're concerned about getting gifts for everybody and this and that. What I would say is yeah, sure. Get a little gift for the brother and sister if they're younger. You don't have to spend too much. You go right on Amazon, get something for a small amount of money. Just a gesture is good. And then for her family, I would say, one big gesture, whether it's a really nice bottle of wine, maybe a small gift card for the parents to a dinner for them, something classy. It depends. I mean, it sounds pretty serious because you're spending the holidays there, but it depends how much you want to invest in this. I don't mean monetarily exactly, but that too. But I would say, yeah, just one gesture for the household, and just maybe a little something for the brother and sister. And if you're staying there, I got a hot tip for you and a hot take. Keep the baguette in the bread bag, okay? Just be a gentleman at the house. You don't need to do anything weird or show that respect. Save it for the studio apartment or wherever you live, okay? No one's naive. We all know what goes on. But I think that if you sort of behave yourself and just be a gentleman overall in the house. I think that will go a long way. Help out, lean in, do a dish, wash a dish, clean up, stuff like that. And then I hope you have a great Christmas. That's a nice thing you're doing. So enjoy. Okay, my girlfriend, another girlfriend one. Everybody's enjoying themselves here with the girlfriends. My girlfriend wants to chop down a tree for Christmas. Oy. Since it's our first one, she wants it to be a tradition. I've never touched an axe. I have no idea what I'm doing and no one to show me. Okay, my suggestion, don't start now. This is not the time of year to touch an axe. You want to learn how to touch an axe, you go to one of those places, they have bars now in like liquor. I have a good idea. Let's open a bar and hand people axes to throw. That's a paradigm I didn't see coming. I would say don't start now with the chopping down trees. There are tree lots, and I get that she wants to do this as a together thing. That's nice, but just go get a pre-cut one and take her out for some appetizers and some half-price martinis or something like that, and just ask her how she's doing and just listen to her genuinely. I think that'll go a longer way than you chopping down a tree. Plus, it's more like probably a bandsaw. You don't need an axe. Those trees, it's not, they're not that thick. So anyway, don't pick up an axe and go on YouTube if you really want to look at it and see, but just put the axe down. Okay. And good luck. Watch your extremities. Merry Christmas. Hey, question 3. My dad passed away when I was little. I have little to no memory of him. I'm engaged, and my future in-laws keep telling me to call them mom and dad. A little presumptuous, guys. Let's pump the brakes a little bit. Fiance, right? I'm not comfortable with that. Do I just do it to combat any confrontation? I like them a lot and don't want to insult them. I'll be spending the holiday with them. So is my mom and sister. Okay. Okay. Well, so it's a nice thing. Everybody's getting together. I wouldn't call them that. I wouldn't do it. And if they keep pushing it, I think you don't have to have a confrontation. Like, just see what builds and maybe talk to your fiance and say, hey, look, could you just put it in their ear that I'm not there yet. I'm not saying never. I'm just saying not now. And if they can't understand that, well, tough luck, tough shit. If they can't understand that and where you're coming from. So that's it. I think there's a way to, it's like you elevate the alerts. So this is a yellow alert. Talk to your fiance, see what they say about talking to your future in-laws, and then go from there. And then you have to drop the hammer. You drop the hammer and you have the tough conversation. Life's full of tough conversations. I think we tend to avoid those, but honestly, part of growing up is to have that difficult conversation when you have to. So anyway, well, good luck, and tell them to tell Pam and Jim to just chill, okay, with the mom and dad stuff. Last question. I grew up without Christmas or a dad. I'm from Bosnia. Maron. My girlfriend would like to create some Christmas traditions. We got to stop forcing the traditions, ladies, or whoever. Like, it'll happen. It'll happen. I know. We want revelry. We want fun. We want special. We want Hallmark movies sometimes. Maybe we don't want to own an inn in Colorado. But we just got to chill with forcing the traditions. But it is a nice sentiment. She wants to spend time with you. How would I best learn some traditions? Because I'm not a real fan. I don't blame you. My father also passed in the end of December. Oh boy. You gotta that's like strikes. That's across the board on Christmas for you. Well, here's the thing. We'll never be defined by what's happened to us in the past. I guess I would say, in terms of learning some traditions, talk to some friends, some friends locally, wherever you are. And I would say, find out what they do. And if something appeals to you and you want to put your own sort of spin on it, I would do it that way. But I would also say that, and I said this last episode, that traditions are organic. I'll keep beating that drum ad nauseum. So don't force anything. Try some things out. Maybe set a fun date or something with you and your lady, you and your girlfriend. Take her out and see what sticks. Maybe you'll start going to the movies on the day before Christmas Eve, and I don't know, whatever special thing happens, that's what will be. That's the tradition. But also, you could always, I know this sounds a little silly, but watch some movies. I'm sure you're from Bosnia. I'm sure you're here now. You're taking all the American culture in, and one of the things we do best are movies and Christmas movies, and you got a lot to choose from. So take a pick and see what's going on. See if anything tickles your fancy. But I'm sorry about your dad and your old man. It's a tough time of year for you, but maybe I don't know, start some of your own new things and new traditions so you can move forward on your own and with your girlfriend and whatever you do. So anyway, I hope that works out for you. Okay, that's it for the questions. We're gonna do just some quick top 5 lists. I had a really great time doing the top 5 lists. I got some good feedback. People just got a kick out of them. And so I just wanted to, again, do a little bit of everything that I enjoyed over the last, I don't know, 13 or so episodes. Been around since September, and it's been a lot of fun. And it's just a fun way to send things off for the year. So I figured we'll do that as well. So let's do we're going to do 2, that's it, 2 top 5 countdowns here. The first one is going to be top 5 Christmas movies, or top 5 movies that take place at Christmas time that are not necessarily about Christmas. Okay, so let's go. Number 5 is a tie. Number 5 is a tie because I hedge all the time. And both of these movies, you're going to go, that doesn't make sense. I don't care. I don't care because they're my lists and I get a kick out of it and I enjoy these movies and I think you will too. So back off. Okay. First one, Field of Dreams. Andrew, Field of Dreams has nothing to do with Christmas. I know that. But in one of the scenes, when I was a kid, I used to watch this scene and think of it. Ray Kinsella is sitting on a windowsill, whatever you want to call it, and he's looking out on this field that he made, and it's covered in snow because it's Christmas. It's Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and it's nighttime, and he's longing for the springtime and for baseball, which I'm doing already. And I know that right when that ball drops, December 31st, I'm already looking towards spring training and all that good stuff. So I always was fond of that scene. And yes, it's very thin. I know. I'm just having a good time. Give me a break. And tied for 5th is a little more relevant. There's a little movie called Smoke. Smoke actually was filmed about 2 blocks up from my house where I grew up in Brooklyn. And it's a great sort of independent movie in the early 90s. And at the very end of the movie, Harvey Keitel tells this likely made up, maybe it's ambivalent, Christmas story. And his friend, John Hurt, I think his name is in real life, is writing a story for, I think, the New York Times for Christmas Day. And Augie Wren is Harvey Keitel's name, and he tells him this great Christmas story. If you have a chance to see the movie, watch it. If you have a chance just to see Augie Wren's Christmas story, you can almost watch it as a one-off or a short film. It's really, really great and sort of a cool part of that movie for sure. Okay, number 4 makes a little more sense. Trading Places, great comedy. Classic, Eddie Murphy, Dan Aykroyd, takes place right around Christmas. Who doesn't like that movie? It's hysterical. Eddie Murphy at his best. And anyway, moving forward. Number 3, The Ice Harvest. I love this movie. It's a film noir. John Cusack, Billy Bob Thornton, Randy Quaid, our buddy Randy Quaid. The shitter was full. He's in this movie as well. He plays a mob boss from the middle of the country and Kansas City mob. And it's just such a great movie. Literally takes place Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. Has nothing to do with that, but it's just the surrounding circumstances. And Cusack, there's a great scene. Cusack goes into a gas station Christmas Eve. He's estranged from his family to a degree, divorced, separated, whatever, divorced. And the great Oliver Platt is in this movie as well. He's sort of his partner in crime who subsequently married his ex-wife. And he's picking up gifts for his 2 kids at a gas station. And he has a bunch of stuff, just the shittiest gifts you could see and find at 9:00 on Christmas Eve. And the gas station attendant says to him jokingly, like an a-hole. He says, "Oh, big spender, huh?" And he goes, and John Cusack says, "Do you have kids?" He says, "No." He goes, "Then shut the fuck up." I think that's I think that's one of the best lines and so true of parenting. There are things that people, and not a knock on people without kids. I'm just saying there are just certain things that you can't understand unless you do have children. And that scene was just so great and memorable. So The Ice Harvest, great movie. Number 2, Lethal Weapon. Come on, right? Of course, Lethal Weapon. Christmas time, Riggs and Murtaugh, two of the best tandem in movie history. I will challenge you on that. I love those two guys, and it's just a fun, great movie. Takes place right around Christmas. I mean, they even drive a cop car into a Christmas tree. I mean, come on, it's the best. Okay, number one all time Christmas non-Christmas movie. I'm wearing the Nakatomi Towers Christmas '88 party sweatshirt right now, and that's Die Hard. That's Die Hard. I remember the first time I ever saw this movie at like 9 years old, sort of blown away by it. I just loved it. I love it to this day. There is avid arguments about whether it's really a Christmas movie. It's not. I don't know. I'm not going to get involved in that. It's up for interpretation. It's number one on my list for non-Christmas Christmas movies, and it's just so fun. It was a great movie. And anyway, so that's it. So that's the top 5 for non-Christmas Christmas movies, and I'm going to go top 5 Christmas time holiday dad tasks. Dad tasks. Now, before you get all in a huff, I know moms do all this stuff too. I get it. The show is called The Fatherless Cheat Sheet. Okay. We're talking about dad stuff, and a lot of its impact on moms. So just bear with me. I'm just trying to have some fun. Okay. Let me just take a look here. We're going good. So, dad tasks. Throwing out paper on Christmas morning, having that big wide mouth contractor bag. You're just throwing a ton of paper in that thing. And garbage duty, all in. There's always something's always leaking out of the bag. You always got to take the bag out. You got to take the pails out. Is it garbage day? Is it not? Are they coming twice this week? I don't know. One of my favorite days, I'm getting on a sidebar, go figure. One of my favorite days of the year is in May when they start doing garbage pickup twice a week. That's when I knew I was really like, old and a dad, because that's the stuff that gets your engine going now, is when they pick up the garbage twice a week instead of just the once. So anyway, garbage duty, Christmas morning wrapping paper, throwing all that stuff in the bag. Styrofoam, guys, still we don't know what to do with styrofoam. Can we figure this out? I don't know what to do. I have styrofoam from the early aughts in my basement. I still don't know what to do with it. Okay. Number 4, this is no particular order. Car stuff, valet services, moving cars out of the driveway, moving cars into the driveway, moving cars out of the way on the driveway, driving people to the airport, picking people up from the airport, which is it's just god awful. If you have the opportunity, just pop for the Uber. Okay. I know it's probably a lot of money, but driving, especially in the tri-state area, these airports, it's Thunderdome. It's terrible. Okay. So if you have the opportunity, just use an Uber. This is a fun one. Taste tester. I always like that one. Where's dad? Taste this. Taste it. Needs more salt. I'm gonna spoiler alert. It needs more salt. Okay. This is a good one. Last minute grocery store runs. Ice. You got to get the ice last minute. Well, although I'm not sure if, as I'm taping this, there's icicles growing. I'm surprised I don't look like Jack Frost with these eyebrows, because it's so cold. It's too soon. It's too soon, Mother Nature. Okay? It's way too soon. So last minute grocery store runs. We need cups. We need this. We need a sleeve of salami. Sure, I got it. So you run to the store for that. Okay, and last but not least, and dog duty. You get it? Dog duty. Double entendre. I feel a little bit guilty. I haven't talked about my dogs enough on this show, and I feel terrible about it. I want to have a dog episode coming down the pike. I will. I love my dogs. since I'm about 16. I've had dogs, and if I have, as I have the opportunity, space, and just to be able to take care of them, I will. Oh, and that'll happen. I will always have dogs in my life. I think they're so important. I love them so much, and so I'm happy to do the dog duty part. I love my dogs. I have one dog. She's wonderful. The girls love her, but she's very high maintenance. She's a very high maintenance little lady, big lady. She's the size of a pony. But so I'm happy to be on dog duty at any point, always. And I'm not maligning my Frankie and Jake are their names. They're great dogs. They're both lab mixes, rescues, and I don't say that to be precious. I'm just saying what they are. They're great. Muddy Paws Rescue, New York City. Shout out Muddy Paws. What a great place they are, and always finding homes for dogs. So anyways, so dog duty. I thought that was funny. I hope you laughed at that one. Okay, moving on. So those are the top fives. I thought those were fun. Top fives are always fun. Countdowns are. We're coming into countdown time right now, and as we're coming into countdown time, give you a couple of sort of fatherless cheat sheet tips for the new year. I would say maybe even the resolution type things just to do a little bit better. I'm talking to myself here as well. And we're going to start with read the directions first. And know what you're doing before you start the thing. I think I talked a little bit about this a few episodes ago. One of the hardest things you could do in life is just take a beat or learn from someone who can do it properly. A new product, a new blah, 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 a new whatever. Take a minute with the instructions. I don't do that. So I'm talking to myself. I probably do better with a YouTube video. If I'm being honest, that's how I learn. I can't read something. I have my wife do it and then I'll put it together. She'll just tell me, but it's just one of those things. It'll save you a lot of time and effort if you just read the directions first. I'm going to work on that in the new year. Okay. Another one. Try to put the phone down a little bit more. Again, I'm talking to myself, especially at a red light. I don't talk on my phone in the car. I don't pick up my phone in the car. I just don't do it. But I think I'm losing, like, if not weeks, months of my life waiting behind people who are finishing up a text or they're playing Bejeweled or whatever the hell they're doing. Look, they're doom scrolling at a light. Hey guys, could we let's move forward with our day. You could do that at home on your ass. Okay. No unforced errors, which means this is long story short, when I was 21, I was at a liquor store. Oh, no, I wasn't 21 yet. Duh. I'm stepping on my own story. There's a shock. I was about to turn 21 in 2 or 3 months. I was in Boston, the hardest place to pass a fake ID in the country. And I had a fake ID, and I was with someone who could have legally bought the booze. And me being a big shot, I had to try this ID. Well, he took the ID away from me. So I spent the next 2 months not being able to go to the same shitty bars down here that I was going to happily with this fake ID because I didn't have it. So then I missed out, whatever. But no unforced errors. Take the win is my point. Take the win. Last one. This is a good one. And I have a story with this one. Let me check time. Let me just check time. Just make sure I'm not losing you. Okay. We're moving along. When working on a DIY project, know your limitations. Decide on a threshold that you're going to call it, and you're going to call someone in. And I'm going to tell you a story. And this really happened. A couple years ago, we had an issue with plumbing, and it had to do with the main line. And you want to panic? Let your children take a bath upstairs and be downstairs and be in the bathroom and see the water turn completely bright red. Like, wouldn't even make sense that something bad happened. It's not how things work. But psychologically, as a parent, right, you're always ready to hit the panic button. Bath bombs, that's what it was. There's a watermelon mint bath bomb because 2- and 4-year-old don't need that in their bath, okay? there was something backed up with the plumbing, with the main line. So I had to, I'm working on this. I can't fix it. I've got these tools I bought, and I just at some point said, I just can't do this anymore. Little did I know it was a pretty major and serious problem. So I had to call this guy in, and thank God I did, because he fixed it. He was great, and I'll never forget their slogan. And this is part of the reason I use them. Part of the other reason I use them is because they picked up the damn phone, because you can't get a lot of these guys to pick up the phone. If you're a contractor out there, just pick the phone up. Just pick it up and tell me you can't come, all right? Or tell me you're not going to be there. It's fine. Communicate. So this guy shows up, but his card said, number one guys in a number two business. I'm going to say that one more time. We're the number one guys in a number two business. And if you didn't laugh a little bit at that, I can't help you. I can't do anything for you. So this guy shows up. He was a bigger guy. He's a bigger guy. He looks like he loves half price apps, and there's not a knock on him, because who doesn't love half price apps? And he was wearing Scott Baio's t-shirt from the Charles in Charge show, like the half shirt, you know. It was about 12 degrees outside, about what it is right now. And he shows up, and he comes in, and now he assesses the situation, and it's just to snake this main line, this main thing that takes all of our stuff out to the sewer. It's just what happens in homes, in most homes, unless you have septic. That's a different episode. So he comes in, and he goes back out to his truck, and he comes out with what looks like javelins. Like, he's going to go compete in the, the big and tall Olympics right now. And these things are bouncing on his shoulder. His stomach is sticking out. It was an unbelievable feat of just the American work hardness. I mean, this guy showed up. He did the job. Subsequently, because of what I was doing and dealing with, I got sick for like 3 days after this. This guy's immunities should be a case study. I don't think this guy's been sick in his whole life with what he's touching. He's skin to skin with these javelins that are in these pipes, and he comes in. But anyway, the punchline is, he's downstairs, and I'm helping him. I'm putting the water on, I'm turning the water off, and he's yelling up, and he goes, "Hey, you guys use wet wipes in the toilet? You flush the flushable wipes?" And I go, yeah, we do. He goes, "Not anymore." That was good. I thought that was great. Just not anymore. He wasn't even being ironic. He's like, "No, you can't do that anymore. You can't use the wipes or whatever to flush, because it messes up this main line." And so I thought that was funny. We still talk about it. Number one guys in a number two business. And so know your limitations. Know when to make that phone call to the professionals. Don't be proud. Be smart. And that'll suit you well in the new year. Okay, where we at here? All right. So I'm just gonna wrap it up with this. I just want to talk about some of my guests, and a couple of the great points that they made, and some of my favorite things that sort of happened over the last 13 or so episodes, and just, again, we haven't been around a long time. This is not some decade-long retrospective. I know I'm not getting overly dramatic, as I often do, but I just want to talk about it a little bit. First of all, my sister, it was so great having her. I had her on twice. I think she's funny as all hell. I don't think I could ever hear Santa Baby now without thinking of her saying, "You're 40 years old, you're not Santa Baby." It's hysterical. And so this show was a nice opportunity, first and foremost, to have a serious conversation with her, and that about stuff we never really talked about, truth be told. And then also just show people sort of her personality, and how funny she is, and how fun she could be, and sort of our personalities together. So that was a nice opportunity, a nice reason, an excuse almost, to just chat with her on that level. So of course she'll be back. She's a lot of fun, and I'll be seeing her soon, because she's coming to town, which is great. I thought Bill Vallone on networking, he was great. He's such a sharp guy, and so much great information. I found his point in the "My Old Man Used to Say" segment about the ideological death of your parent. I thought it was so interesting, and such sort of a really keen insight where it also could sort of open some doors intellectually and philosophically to think about other things in life, because it was his point was when you grow up and you kind of see your parent for who they really are, or through your eyes being now an experienced, informed adult, what does that look like? What do they look like? How do they hold up, if you will? And sort of not in an opportunistic, like a judgmentally opportunistic way, but just a real way. And it's almost like as you get older, you just look at things differently. Your lens changes, your life experience stacks up. And I just thought that from Bill, that was a really interesting point, and I enjoyed that. Jason Brownlee. I loved it was a great chat I had with Jason Brownlee about hosting. It was very popular. He was great. And I loved how he said, my favorite part of the whole thing, do have food. I thought that was great. He was so on point. He gave so much great insight, but it was also, I don't know, just he presented it so well, and we had a great talk, and I appreciated that. And I just love do have food. Mark Braff, Sons of Baseball. Hey, it's still time. It'd be a great Christmas holiday gift, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, whatever the hell you celebrate. It'd be a great gift. Sons of Baseball, book's right behind me on the shelf. And he talked about, we had a great conversation. He talked about just having that team, no pun intended, having that team behind you. If you lose your dad or your dad's not around, having that team behind you. Oftentimes it's moms, of course, picking up the slack, and that extended family, whatever it is. And that was a great conversation. I appreciated his time. Dr. Lauren, she was great. And 2 episodes with Dr. Lauren, a lot of great insight. Aside from one of the funnier things happening when I asked her, I said, my old man used to say, she said, I've got 2 words for you, and they're not Merry Christmas, which is appropriate right now. I thought that was really funny. But also, I think her overall point about the antidote to absence is presence. And I just think she gave such good input and sound advice, and really great having her on. Hopefully she'll be back as well. And, but I just want to leave you guys with sort of, I don't want to say my favorite piece of advice. Maybe I just really stuck with me. And that was Dr. Farshad Mansouri, what his dad would say to him. And he just said, and his dad is also Dr. Mansouri. And he said that when you want to do something, he goes, just go for it. Really, really go for it. And I talked to Farshad after the episode, and I said, it really stuck with me. It really resonated. And he goes, yeah, he felt like, he said he didn't feel like he articulated it well enough. I said, you did great. He goes, because to him it was more of a feeling. It was kind of like this, his dad would pump his fist and say, just go for it. Just do it. And I think sometimes we all need that, someone to say that to us. And I hope that whatever you're doing in 26 and you're doing more of the same, that's great. If you want to do something, if you want to take a leap, just go for it. As Dr. Mansouri would say. I just thought that was really a wonderful, great piece of advice. And even sometimes when we know things, we need that push. We need that somebody just to say, hey, just do the thing, right? Just do it. It's going to be fine. So anyways, all my guests, thank you guys so much. It was great. And I wanted to just quickly thank my production team, Nicole Lyons Productions, Nicole Madison, and EJ. Very professional, great team. Have done a lot of great work for me. They're working on other big projects, and they're always responsive, always do a great job for me. So I appreciate them very much. And I wanted to just thank all my listeners, obviously, friends and family. I think some of you, some new people listening that I haven't met yet. Thanks for listening. That's great. But a lot of my following so far, friends and family. So I appreciate all you listening. Of course, I have to thank my wife, my girls, who I love more than life itself. And I could not do any of this fun project. Don't know where it's going, but I couldn't do this without you. And I appreciate that. And I would say, there's a lot more to come, I think, in the new year. I have some really fun, exciting guests. I think maybe you'll be surprised about some of them. And we're just going to keep evolving this thing, but just keep listening. Stick with me. Buy in. Okay, buy in, because I'm buying in, and let's have some fun. And I want you to have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Please be safe. A great Happy New Year. Don't drive drunk, please. Get an Uber. Be smart. Enjoy your family. Squeeze your kids. Kiss your kids. And give the dogs and your pets some love and some treats. And Happy New Year. It's the Fatherless Cheat Sheet.